The AI Advantage by Thomas H. Davenport. Artificial intelligence encompasses a broad range of technologies and provides a wide range of possibilities that will completely transform work, government, and society. For now, it is mostly only big corporations and tech startups that have fully embraced the complex challenges and vast potential of AI. Companies that are effectively able to utilize AI must first have a cognitive strategy in place to ensure they are assigning the new technology to the appropriate task, which will boost productivity and allow them to really reap the benefits of AI. Cognitive technologies can help companies automate tasks, analyze and model data, and make better predictions. Some job postings may eventually be fully automated, while some employees may only have their jobs augmented by AI technology, which will free them up to pursue more critical thinking, human decision-making tasks. Regardless, AI will eventually revolutionize the workplace, and governments and organizations should be prepared to help workers adjust to the changes. There are social, ethical, and technical implications to AI technology, so transparency is essential to help mitigate potential negative effects. Artificial intelligence is no longer a thing of the future. Artificial intelligence no longer simply belongs to the realm of science fiction. It is a real technology that is being actively used today in industries like academia, finance, and tech. Artificial intelligence is also called cognitive technologies because it is a technology by which machines are endowed with certain human capabilities. These capabilities can range from quick and simple tasks like recognizing images to more complex tasks like machine learning. There are 5 main technologies that fall under the umbrella of artificial intelligence, or AI. First, there is statistical machine learning, in which machines can learn and identify patterns and make inferences about relationships between the data. Neural networks are a more complex type of machine learning, in which algorithms mimic the human brain by recognizing relationships, which they can then categorize and use to make predictions and assessments. Natural language processing is the process by which machines analyze and interpret the text in spoken language. A subset of this technology is statistical natural language processing, in which machine learning is used to analyze large chunks of language data and interpret the data to find statistically significant correlations. Another type of AI, semantic neural language processing, represents the semantics of an expression in logical form by analyzing language's rules and relationships. Lastly, robotic and robotic process automation utilize robots to follow procedures to complete a task, including watching a human complete the task and then mimicking them. According to a 2017 Deloitte study, AI is used across industries for such purposes as automating tasks, detecting fraud, and using algorithms to improve money lending processes. AI Early Adopters. The first organizations to jump on board the AI revolution have been big corporations and tech startups. In fact, new AI has spurred a tech revolution, and entrepreneurs are launching new companies to take advantage of the new technology. Big companies are also poised to adopt new AI technology because they have more resources than small companies and possess large amounts of data that they can apply machine learning to. However, AI is still new, so even companies that have adopted it are not fully committed to it just yet. Many are still struggling to implement the new technology, and so they are only partially invested in AI or are still in the internal experimentation stage. One of the biggest challenges is integrating new AI technology with older systems. AI also tends to be expensive and hard to deploy. Some AI technology is easier to implement than others. For example, robotic process automation and statistical machine learning are relatively straightforward standalone applications, while cognitive technology, like deep learning, requires large amounts of labeled data and it can be difficult to interpret. There are three main areas in which organizations utilize AI. The first is process automation, which is the cheapest and simplest type of AI to implement. Companies use robotic process automation to automate repetitive, mundane tasks, such as transferring or updating data. The second area of implementation is cognitive insight, in which companies use algorithms to analyze data, identify patterns, and interpret the results. Making predictions and models falls under this area of AI. The third main area is cognitive engagement. With cognitive engagement, AI provides customer service to customers and employees, engaging in high-level tasks like answering questions and providing recommendations. Successfully implementing AI. For companies to successfully implement AI in their organizations, they must ensure they are assigning the right technologies to the right tasks. Once the technologies are appropriately assigned, AI can build on the old systems and technology to improve the company's analytical abilities. To ensure AI is deployed most effectively, companies should assess what areas in the firm would most benefit from new technology and AI applications, and direct their AI resources to those departments first. AI can also be difficult to implement because most organizations do not have the resources to employ full-time AI experts, but they can leverage employees who have strong big data, statistics, and analysis backgrounds. These technical skills can be effectively applied to cognitive technologies. Before AI can be applied to a firm, companies should first develop pilot projects, which will help leaders identify potential problems, knowledge bottlenecks, inadequate computing power, and other issues that might prevent the application of cognitive technologies. When companies are deploying multiple AI projects at the same time, they should use similar structures for each project in order to streamline the management process. For firms to be effective, they must deploy a cognitive strategy, which means that leaders will need to consider how AI technology will affect the goods and services they sell. One of the biggest benefits AI provides is the improved capacity to analyze data. So firm leaders should consider how their company's data can be most effectively handled with AI. They should also consider their firm's specific internal and external goals, strategies, and problems, and create an AI strategy that will ensure these particular needs and issues are met. For example, if a firm's specific goal is to improve internal decision-making so as to better serve their customers, leaders should consider how AI-driven business models can be developed and implemented to improve the internal decision-making process and boost customer satisfaction. Lastly, firms that effectively launch AI must consider the human aspect of their labor force. AI will disrupt the traditional balance of labor, so leaders should consider how certain tasks will be redistributed and projects will be scaled in order to achieve maximum productivity. AI will be the most beneficial when leaders plan which tasks should be designated for AI technology and which should continue to be completed by employees. AI will also influence the process of recruiting, hiring, and retaining employees. Some companies may want to conduct an ambitious hiring push to employ workers who possess the necessary AI and technical skills. However, other companies prefer to implement these hiring changes gradually. The most ambitious and revolutionary companies are private organizations. To date, there is still little government adoption of AI technologies. However, embracing AI technology still varies greatly by country. Some countries in Asia, like China and Singapore, actively fund and pursue AI, while other countries, like the United States, have done little to implement AI. Successfully applying AI. AI can empower firms to make better decisions. For example, one of the main benefits of machine learning is its ability to provide precise recommendations or identify potential problems, such as alerting financial firms to money laundering. Companies that effectively apply AI are able to develop classification models that enable them to make better, more accurate predictions. Robotic process automation allows firms to automate repetitive, structured tasks. Robotic process automation is fairly easy to implement, but it works best with routine tasks, not tasks that require critical thinking. However, it can free up time for employees, who then devote their efforts to the tasks that require more independent judgment and critical thinking skills. AI is also an effective tool for analyzing and manipulating data. For example, machines can apply optical character recognition to identify specific information. AI can also recognize and understand speech, although this technology is not yet fully developed. Once it reaches 99% accuracy, humans and machines will be able to communicate with each other through speech. This opens up the door for the automation of many speech-based tasks, such as customer service jobs or vocally operated vehicles. However, automated speech interactions are not yet developed enough to understand the full semantics of the human language, but it is continually advancing. While this AI may eventually replace human employees, such as in customer service jobs or factory workers, it could also improve safety and help boost wages for some employees. Machine vision is another useful AI application. This means that AI can recognize images, and the growing number of labeled images improves the AI's machine learning capabilities. Some AI is capable of identifying and assessing certain human emotions, like confusion, boredom, or displeasure, which has far-reaching capabilities in areas like education and marketing. Machine vision may also eventually replace some human employees, and it has the potential to be abused by governments to hinder free speech and identify and punish political prisoners. Transforming the workplace with AI. Many people predict that AI will lead to the automation of millions of jobs, which will in turn increase inequality and further concentrate wealth and power into the hands of the elite. It is hard to deny the fact that AI will be a job disruptor and will inevitably lead to social and economic dislocation. According to some predictions, up to 47% of jobs will be automated due to AI in the future. In some instances, certain tasks or parts of jobs may be automated, while in other cases, entire job positions will be fully automated. While AI may disrupt some jobs, it will also lead to the creation of new jobs. Big data analysis will lead to the creation of new job positions, and many AI applications will require a human employee to manage them. Some new AI positions will include trainers, who teach the AI new capabilities, sustainers, who ensure AI systems are running and functioning properly, and explainers, who demonstrate applications and explain AI to workers who do not have a strong technical background. When companies begin the process of automating, there are 5 stages their employees will undergo. The first stage is the stepping in stage, when workers will simply monitor AI applications and make necessary minor changes. In the second stage, stepping up, company leaders will begin to strategize and implement AI for basic tasks. The third stage, stepping aside, means AI will be more fully applied to their assigned tasks, which will free up employees to work on more social, teamwork-based assignments. Stepping narrowly is the fourth stage, in which companies will discern which jobs can be automated and which specialized job positions will not be automated. In the final stage, stepping forward, employees will change their job focus and work will be centered around designing and building new AI. It is important that, at each stage, companies have a strategy in mind and a plan in place for moving forward. Some industries will be able to automate more jobs than others, but overall, AI is more likely to provide benefits to job positions rather than completely replace them. Transparency can help mitigate potential negative AI implications. AI has many social and ethical implications. In order to help mitigate fears, companies should be transparent with how they plan to use AI to meet their corporate goals. Corporate leaders should also have a firm understanding of both their employees' level of experience and skill with AI and of the existing systems that employees will need to work with to integrate new AI projects. Not every employee will have the technical skills needed to manage AI projects, so some companies may utilize tools and resources from an external creator. Some AI technologies, like robotic process automation, are simpler and easier to implement than others, and are therefore a good choice for employing entry-level strategies. Businesses should also be careful that the new technology they deploy does not have detrimental effects on society at large. New technology always has some elements of uncertainty, so businesses should take care of their algorithm. For example, Facebook's attempts to prevent fake news on their platform have largely been unsuccessful, which has led to negative side effects for society. Algorithms can have unintentional biases, which can lead to negative side effects for certain populations, such as immigrants, so care has to be taken to ensure these real-world effects are controlled. Because algorithms themselves are not transparent, it is up to companies to ensure their AI uses are as transparent and well-explained as possible. Governments must also do their part to mitigate potential social and ethical downsides to AI by addressing potential social disruption that AI may cause. They can do this by methods like guaranteeing jobs to employees who have lost theirs to automation, providing workforce retraining, placing taxes on robots, or providing a universal basic income to their citizens. The main takeaway: artificial intelligence has the potential to completely transform work and society. Some job positions may be fully automated, while others will be augmented, and still other new jobs will develop around the AI field. Organizations that are able to best reap the benefits of AI must develop a cognitive strategy for implementing the new technology. Transparency is essential for firms to address the potential challenges of AI, and governments should assume some responsibility to help mitigate the potential negative side effects, such as job loss, inequality, or fake news, that can come from AI adoption.
Hi, I'm Rhonda, and this is an exclusive audiobook video recorded for the Audiobook Master channel. Enjoy your audiobook and have fun learning. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you'll get updated on our next upload. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up and say your thoughts about the book we just covered. Do you want to listen to a summary or review of a book that we haven't covered in the past? Say it in the comments below or send us a message. Don't forget to check our other uploads. Enjoy listening!